Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to another Star Wars Dojo YouTube video here today with a brand new video. I hope you guys are having a great day so far. Ahsoka Episode 4 just released, and it is by far the best anything Disney has ever released revolving around Star Wars. Dave Filoni is the GOAT. I'm going to go more into detail at the end of the video. Let's get straight into the breakdown. The episode opens up to Sabine trying to send a transmission through to Hera. She's unsuccessful and goes outside to speak with Ahsoka. She says that ship is fried and can't go anywhere. Ahsoka says that there is a base nearby and to start there. Before Sabine can walk up the ramp, Ahsoka stops her and says that she fears that they're going to have to make a difficult choice. The enemy has the map and the means to get to where they want to go, but if they aren't the ones going to find out where Ezra and Thrawn are, then no one should go at all. Sabine tries to make a different option, but Ahsoka explains that this is the safest option to prevent Admiral Thrawn from reclaiming the Empire. Sabine walks up the ramp and Ahsoka asks her if she can count on her, as if she feels the pull between Sabine. Sabine says that she knows that she can count on her. Hu Yang comes down to work on the outside of the ship and asks if everything is alright. Ahsoka says to be careful outside because it's dangerous. The scene changes and we see that an HK droid has found their location. And then we see Shin coming to tell Baylan to let him know that the droids have found their location and that they're about a dozen clicks away. Baylan sends Shin and Merrick to go find them and buy them some time. Baylan says to Lady Morgan that they best get on their way soon. Lady Morgan asks, "Is that a note of fear in your voice?" And he replies, "No, experience." The scene changes and we see HK droids circling the ship watching Hu Yang repair the ship. We see Sabine getting prepared and looking for a missing piece of her blaster and freaking out when Ahsoka walks up next to her, handing her the missing piece to her blaster and telling her to relax. Ahsoka says that sometimes they have to do what's right regardless of their own personal feelings. Hu Yang finishes a piece of the ship and he hears something. He looks around before being slammed into the side of the ship by an HK droid. We get to see Hu Yang's fighting skills and it is a really cool scene. Hu Yang is being muffled before cutting a wire, turning off the lights to the ship. Ahsoka instantly knows there's an issue and says that he wouldn't just do that. They grab their weapons and go outside. We get a really cool fight scene with Ahsoka and Sabine working together fighting off the HK droids. Ahsoka tells Hu Yang to prioritize the transmitter before anything else, and to get in contact with Hera, Hu Yang requests that Ahsoka and Sabine stay together because they always fight better together. They take off into the woods to go find their base. The scene changes and we see Hera and her son Jason walking to the ship when she's confronted by a New Republic crew member asking where she's going and that she doesn't have authorization to leave. Hera says, "Watch me," as she boards the ship to go help Ahsoka. Jason asks his mother why does he have to listen to rules but she doesn't have to. Chopper tags along and says, "Yeah, what's up with that?" And it's a funny scene. She says that when he's a general one day, he can do whatever he wants to. They take off from the ship when X-Wing fighters join them alongside. Hera says, "Thanks for tagging along, Carson," and we see the same Rebel pilot that we see in The Mandalorian and a lot of these other shows. They launch into hyperspace. The scene changes and we see Morgan and Baylan looking at a giant hypersonic space ring. Baylan says that they must get the calculations to the exact mark because if they are even off by just a little bit, they will be lost in the depths of the void. Lady Morgan tells him to have faith, and he replies that he lost that a long time ago, referring to the Jedi Order. The ball lights up and the map opens again as the ship is calculating the coordinates. Baylan says to himself, "Witchcraft." The scene changes and we see Ahsoka and Sabine running through the forest before they are cut off by Merrick and Shin. Sabine pulls out her blasters and starts shooting Shin. Shin takes off into the forest as Sabine chases her down. Ahsoka looks over at Merrick as he ignites his sabers. Ahsoka only pulls out one saber and holds it how she used to in the prequels. We get some of the best lightsaber fight scenes that I've seen in a very long time, ever since Revenge of the Sith. They use their surroundings to fight, and we get the best cinematography and best fighting choreography that I've seen in a very, very, very long time. This episode blew my expectations out of the water. I'll give my thoughts at the end. I just wanted to mention that this was a really good fight scene with Ahsoka and Sabine on both sides. Merrick starts spinning his blade really fast and walking towards Ahsoka as she stands there patiently, just like Obi-Wan did with Darth Maul, showing that she has truly mastered being a Jedi. And waiting for the right moment as he comes closer, she slides and slices his chest, releasing green gas, showing us that Merrick was brought from the dead or given enhancements by the Night Sisters, aka Lady Morgan. This is the same green gas that we saw in Savage in the Clone Wars when Palpatine killed him, because Savage was brought back by the Night Sisters. Sabine and Shin hear the awful screech of Merrick shriveling up. Sabine tells Ahsoka to run and to get the map and that she can handle this. Shin tells Sabine that she will regret that decision. The scene changes to Morgan leaving Baylan to go get to the ship and get it ready for departure. She tells Baylan to protect the map until she sends for him to come to the ship. Ahsoka arrives just as Lady Morgan takes off to the ring. Baylan says to her that Anakin spoke highly of her, and that everyone in the Order knew of Anakin Skywalker, and that only very few would know what he became. He continues to taunt her and says that because of her, walking away from the Order is what caused Anakin to turn. Ahsoka says that she's not there to discuss her past, and Baylan says that he's only there to secure their future. They ignite their sabers, and hearing the sound of Ahsoka's new saber and Baylan's old-sounding lightsaber was really, really cool. Ahsoka ignites only one blade, and we don't know why, but we get a really great fight scene between these two, and it's what really made this episode great. They're both very wise, and they circle each other like samurai. They use their environment and their surroundings to fight each other. Baylan throws a rock at Ahsoka, and she cuts it. We see Sabine and Shin are still fighting when Shin knocks Sabine to the ground. Sabine attempts to use the Force when nothing happens. Shin flinches and tells Sabine that she has no power. Holding her hand up, Sabine uses her wrist blaster shot from her armor to shoot the lightsaber out of Shin's hand. We see Ahsoka and Baylan still fighting when Baylan says to Ahsoka that her master's legacy was one of death and destruction, showing that he doesn't like Vader and that he doesn't agree with the Empire. Making Ahsoka angry, she kicks him away as she runs to grab the Wayfinder from the pedestal. She grabs it, stopping the calculations to the ship, but at the cost of burning her hand. Shin escapes Sabine with a smoke bomb. Ahsoka, with a burnt hand, struggling to fight Baylan, looks and sees Shin return, and she says to herself, Sabine. Baylan tells her to get the map before Ahsoka uses the Force, throwing Shin head first into one of the rock walls, knocking her out. Baylan keeps putting pressure on Ahsoka, forcing her to use her burnt hand to hold him off. Baylan telling her that it didn't need to come to this. Sabine yells for Baylan to stop, or she will shoot the map. Ahsoka smiling that Sabine has returned. She tells her to destroy the map. Baylan, knowing that Sabine won't do that, knocks Ahsoka off the cliff. Sabine begins shooting at Baylan in fear as he just slowly walks towards her, blocking all of her shots and showing how skilled he really is. It is a really cool scene. I absolutely love it. Sabine holds the map hostage while Baylan tells her to do what her master says and to destroy it. He says that she would have destroyed it. We see him look like he's using the Force to read her mind. He puts away his lightsaber and starts talking about how much she cares about Ezra, and that how he is like the only family that she has left. He says that her family died on Mandalore because her master didn't trust her, meaning Ahsoka. He says to come with him, and that she will find Ezra if she gives him the map. And if she willingly gives him the map, he will bring her with him to find Ezra. Sabine hands over the map, and we hear the dark side of the Force being used on Sabine as she falls to the ground, being choked by Shin. Baylan tells her to release Sabine because he gave her his word, and unlike her former master, he shall keep his word. He puts the map back on the pedestal to get the last calculations that they need for the hyperspace jump. Huyang gets in contact with Hera, and she says that she is already there. Baylan destroys the map and says that they shall not be followed. Hera and the fleet flies towards the planet as a hyperspace ring emerges from the clouds. Baylan, Shin, and Sabine make it to the ring for takeoff. Hera and her crew fly to cut off the ring from takeoff before they realize that they are not going to stop from going into hyperspace. We see a cool countdown of the ship essentially getting prepared to launch into hyperspace, making really cool noises. The giant ring launches, and we see such a cool scene of all the ships being disoriented, causing several X-Wings to explode, leaving just Hera and 2 other X-Wings, and then we see the blue light of the thrusters disappearing in the distance. Huyang, not being able to contact anyone, wanders out from the ship for a signal asking for Lady Tana. We see a bird's eye view of the cliff Ahsoka fell off of, with camera moving towards the water, meshing into the ground that Ahsoka is laying on in the world between worlds. We see Ahsoka standing there when we hear a "Hello, Snips," in Anakin's voice. Ahsoka replies, "Master?" Anakin says, "I didn't expect to see you here so soon." She turns around and we see a de-aged Anakin Skywalker. The episode ends with a peaceful Vader orchestra sound, and then it turns into a dark sound. And that is the end of the episode. Oh my god, like, I don't even know how to explain how I feel right now. This was the best Star Wars episode of anything Disney has ever created. It is better than all the animations they've made. It's better than all the sequel trilogy movies. It's better than all the other shows that have ever come out. It's better than Luke coming out and fighting the dark droids. It's better than the Bad Batch. It's better than Tales of the Jedi. This is the best episode I've ever seen, and I've only heard even more and better things are going to be happening. They're streaming the next episode in theaters as well, so you can go and see episode 5 of Ahsoka in theaters. I'm lost for words. This was an amazing episode. I loved all the fighting scenes, all the story, the plot, everything. Dave Filoni, you did an amazing job. I know you'll never hear this, but damn, it was a good episode, and I loved how they used their surroundings to fight. I love all the emotions from all the characters. You understand where they're coming from. And then obviously we get to see Anakin at the end. We get to see Anakin and Ahsoka back together. Now, we don't know if Ahsoka died or if she's in the world between worlds, or if she's where all the Jedi go when they pass away, or if literally Anakin maybe pulled her out and then maybe she could pull him back in with her. And we can get a young Anakin back in Star Wars, and Anakin can be the chosen one again, and have a whole nother legacy taking down Thrawn. And who knows, the possibilities are endless right now. There's so many galaxies that we never knew of. This could turn into something extraordinary, and I hope you guys are excited for the ride. It could also just be a dream. It could just be her underwater hallucinating. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, please subscribe. Again, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below, and if you enjoyed the video, let me know. I appreciate all you guys hanging out with me, and I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown video. I will see you guys again next week. Feel free to check out all my other social medias, and I'll catch you guys later. May the Force be with you always.